Fantastic. We are live. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. If you are here with us live today, hello and welcome. And if you're catching us on the replay, welcome to you too. So we are halfway through, my goodness, halfway through the second week of the Author Accelerator Month. And I'm delighted to say today we have a lady called Sue Maisano who is going to talk to us about meditation and specifically about channeling and how you can use channeling in your creative life. But I do just want to share a little bit about Sue before we begin, because she's got such a fabulous story. So Sue was born into a poor Chinese village, but she defied all the odds and transformed her own life to become an American scientist and subsequently a hypnotist, a spiritual life coach, an online business, and a mindset coach. Her captivating story is documented in her memoir, The Healing Journey. Through her struggles that were required of her personal transformation, Sue had a spiritual awakening experience that allowed her to tap into her soul's purpose and to understand reality at a profound level. She has written The Nature of Mind Realities to explain in plain language how physical reality works and how the human mind interacts and co-creates reality. In the past few years, Sue has been studying the nuts and bolts of business building, and she views soul-centered business as the way to generate a huge positive impact on the world and a way to create personal freedom. Sue believes that anyone can achieve great things, that can overcome traumas, create and maintain a harmonious relationship, build a business, build a writing life. And when you can do all this when you align with your soul's purpose and you draw upon your own inner power. She teaches not only business, but also mindset, the mindset that is necessary for success. And she believes that business, for us, our writing business and mindset go hand in hand. So with her extensive background, her diverse skills, Eastern and Western philosophies, Sue helps she helps coaches and consultants attract and sign up clients by tapping into their soul power and shifting reality at its finest, so that they are deeply fulfilled, helping others wholeheartedly and never worrying about their business again. So that would be great for us as authors. Sue, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the amazing introduction. I'm so excited to be here and share a wonderful way to write books automatically. It's fun.
So tell us a little bit more about how you found this method of channeling, of sort of exploring our creativity.
So it happened in actually my whole life. I was led to this journey, but I had a spiritual awakening experience in 2016. At the time, I had a business coaching client. He came to me and because I was going through so much understanding about reality of consciousness, and I believe there's more to life than what meets the eyes. So what we did is I said, let's try meditation. Let's use meditation for your business. Because I believe when you have an intention, such as building a business, it's already happened on a higher spiritual plane. So that's what I believed. So what we did was he was promoting a weight loss product at the time. So when he entered into the meditation, I could tell from how he looked, and it was a profound, peaceful state of mind. And I said, at this level, you can access the sales page that you promote this weight loss product. I said, tell me what you see on the page. And they will say, oh, I see a woman at the bar. Like, he has a great detail about this. I said, okay, read out the copy on this page for me, word by word. So he started reading, and it's a very emotional message about this overweight woman feels so shameful, like wanting to lose weight and doesn't feel fit in. The message was very deep and profound. So after that, I said, this is something. This is beyond what I thought was possible. I said, okay, all the quantum science was real. All the theories about multiverse, about it's already exists on a plane is real, and you can bring it to the here and now and benefit your life. So after that, I actually facilitated a session and having him meet up with my spirit guide, who revealed himself as a Tibetan Buddhist. And he was such a loving being, encouraging me and telling me I'm here to heal and empower. And I asked, how can I heal others? Before I finished asking, the question was given. And he said, meditation. You have to use meditation because meditation is how people make that connection with source to tap into that immense power to help us live our life to the best possible path.
Mhm.
So from that experience, I realized I have to incorporate meditation in my healing, in my coaching, and this is what I'm here to do. I felt that the profound sense of gratitude and of why I had to go through all the ordeals as a young poor Chinese kid growing up with my mom suffering from a strange illness for 10 years
Mm.
and suffering from depression and suicidal thoughts. So why I had to shoulder that as a young kid was to make me stronger and make me be able to look beyond the circumstances and reach deep within to find that inner peace, to be able to change my own life. And now I feel like I'm calling into this to help others achieve the same, whether it's to have a better live a better life and feel happier or achieve abundance through a soul-centered business. So
Ah.
it's all tied together. And after that experience, I worked with that client. We wrote several books. So all I said was that the book is already exists. So go in meditation, um, look at the cover, look at the words, and open the book, start reading out loud from chapter one to the last chapter. So what happened was it was very amazing is because I would have him read out the chapter titles in the beginning. But we didn't have any story developed. We never talked about okay how the story should go. All I said was it's already there. You don't need to think about it. Just read it out. So he read out the chapter titles, and then we started dictating the book. And sometimes we couldn't finish, the entire chapter at once because he had a full-time job. He had to take lunch breaks and get into his car and had a 20-minute meditation. So it was hectic, but we got so much done in that short period of time. And every time, next time we come back, his mind directly go back to where we left off the previous session.
Wow.
Like it was unbelievable. It was as if time never passed. That's the thing about time is an illusion, and in the subconscious mind there is no time, and that's why even the next day or several days later you come back, you go back to where you left off as if no time has passed. And the entire book was already there before we even started writing anything. So another fact is that you talk faster than you write. Because when you write, you are still streaming the thoughts from your subconscious mind, but you are also consciously filtering that thought and trying to use the best words there, right? So there's a lot of back and forth switching and off your conscious and subconscious mind. And also we as writers may experience writer's flow. Sometimes you feel like stuck. It's because that channel is being blocked and you want to, go to nature, take a walk, relax, take a shower, or shut the door, get away from the noise, from parties or anything. You want to be alone when you write. Why do you do that? It's because you're getting into that creative flow where your subconscious, the message from your subconscious mind can stream out continuously. So when you can use the meditation to do this purposely and deliberately, because you're meditating, you close your eyes and you intentionally relax your whole body, you're getting to this flow state where the words just flow out through your mouth. It's coming from your subconscious mind, where your subconscious mind is connected to a higher consciousness as well. So you establish the channel from a higher source to speak it out. So it's a very, very natural uh, phenomena, actually. We all do that in one way or another. So I just want to bring this to the book publishing career for others, because this is some power that you have access to. So why not use it? Why not let it be, uh, you know, in a flow, in a way that's effortless?
Mhm.
So that's the purpose, and that's how I discovered this method, how we tap into the deeper mind and to be able to write a book, nonstop in a way that almost feels like automatic.
It feels like magic. I mean, to me, it sounds like magic.
Yeah, it's quite magical. Actually, I just posted something today. We are all magical. We all have this magical power. It's called our subconscious mind. Because we all have it. We all experience it at every single moment, everybody, everything, and every happening, every circumstance is always there. That's why we become oblivious to it. We take it for granted, just like gravity, right? Because it's there all the time, then we forgot about it until you go outer space. But how many people can go into outer space, right? When you go into outer space, you escape the gravity of Earth. You suddenly felt, oh, gravity is a real thing. Same
Mhm.
thing with meditation and channeling books, because it's we are always channeling, whether we know it or not. Sometimes we have a great insight. We never try to think hard about it. Actually, when we try to think hard about it, we set up the block. This is at a time that when you are letting it go, it comes. So
Mhm.
this is natural for every one of us, and we have access to this enormous power or within our mind. Everybody has that.
That's incredible. So, do you think quite often we when we're in the shower, for example, we think that's when we have our greatest ideas. Is that
Right.
the same sort of idea? Because we're switching off, we're not using our conscious brain. It's just we're allowing our subconscious brain to kind of channel through, and then we have that idea, that spark, and it leads us to either have the idea for the novel or to fix a plot problem or anything else in life, I guess.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happens here. Is when you get to that flow, when you are not consciously trying to control things,
Uh-huh.
or you let it go, the subconscious mind is always speaking. It's
Okay.
whether or not we can quiet our conscious mind and listen to that. Because we
Okay.
have so much mind chattering that's coming from the conscious mind that
Mhm.
we are not paying attention to what's going on in our subconscious mind, but it's always there. And a lot of us, even scientific breakthroughs, come from that state of a flow. For example, Edison, or he has so many inventions. He developed a ritual where every day he will sit in a chair and kind of in a meditative state of mind, he will drift off to a sleep-like state. He will carry two metal balls on his hands to prevent him falling deep asleep. When he about to fall deep asleep, his hands will move, the balls will drop and hit a saucepan on the floor and make a huge noise, and he will be startled. to wakefulness. So, and then he always have a pen and paper and write down the insights he had, because at that moment, at the moment of just about to fall asleep but not quite yet, that is the flow state that he purposely induce that state of mind to get to be creative in order to channel higher message, higher insights into his conscious mind. So it's been done in history, throughout history. uh,
Okay.
Yes, so it's totally natural, and we have this type of resource, and we need to use our mind, because we only use less than 5% of our mental power.
Mm-hmm.
We rely on our physical senses, but when you can temporarily try to switch off your sensory senses and physical senses, and the prefrontal cortex type of critical thinking. Uh, no critical thinking, no analysis. Just get into a state of flow, and then you will receive the messages, whether it's message to help you better live your life, or message insights, ideas for books, or ideas for innovations, for breakthroughs, and
Mm-hmm.
everything can happen when
Okay.
you tap into that. Yes.
Well, I find it fascinating. So I guess I've got some questions for you, sort of pertaining to what would be our creative life or the writer life. So I'm fascinated by the client that you had who was able to dictate his book essentially. So
Mm.
for this guy, did the two of you together, or even did he alone do any sort of preparation? So you've mentioned that if we have this idea for a book, for example, then we've already put it out into the world. So it's somewhere in the universe.
Yes.
Um, do we, from your experience, is it something that we need to put a lot of sort of thought into, perhaps plot the story before we're ready to dictate it? Is there any, have you had, did he talk to you about that at all, as to whether he did research beforehand or any plotting beforehand?
No, absolutely nothing. You don't need to come with a preconceived notion or the plot or the idea for the book, because that's the thing, is the book ideas are floating around. They are all in the ether, in the energy plane. When you
Uh-huh.
tap into that space, you can literally pull out ideas from there. And
Okay.
so you don't need to trying to consciously come out with a plot. What we did with the client was um, I was inspired by a real story, and I said let's write a fictional story, kind of similar nature. And he just meditate, and the title, the plot, everything just came. Um, so then we started dictating the book.
And this
You
was a full-length novel he was dictating.
Yes, the novel. Mm.
Gosh. Um, wow. So and then you sort of came back. You said you guys, the two of you, would come back to this, and he would be able to pick up exactly where he left off the last time.
Yes, exactly. The mind is very amazing. It's like a GPS. It knows what it's supposed to do. Like your conscious mind is like the director. You say go there, and the subconscious mind will go there. And the plot before we because all we got the content of the book, each chapter titles, but we don't know in the beginning. We didn't know what those titles mean, what's gonna happen there. But as the book develop itself, everything starts to make sense. Like you don't need to have an idea of how it's gonna end. The story already written itself on a higher spiritual plane. Every message is out there, and our mind is like a channel. We are only connecting. That's all we need to do. It's like the power outlet. Um, all you need to do is to plug in. The power is already there. It's invisible. Uh, it's not inside the power cord, but you need to plug in. So our mind is like that power cord. You can plug in, and
Mhm.
the information can come.
So, following on from that idea of plugging in, the clients that you have worked with, were they experienced in meditation, for example? Had they been meditating for a long time that they were able to quickly go into a deep state, sort of trance-like state, or the flow state that you mentioned? I mean, is this something that is open to somebody who is new to meditation, or is it better suited to somebody who has been doing it for a long time and is familiar with the practices?
Everybody can do it. With the clients I worked with, he didn't meditate before. So when
Okay.
we first do it together, the first time I will do a formal induction to monitor his state of mind. And the second time, because the way I do it, I have the subconscious mind. I have their body relaxed, and I ask the subconscious mind to raise a hand and let me know. The subconscious mind will take the command and raise the hand. So when it happens, they will feel like they're not trying to raise their hand, but the hand raises itself automatically. That's when you know your subconscious mind is operating, is listening and responding and communicating through your body. Because we
Okay.
know our subconscious mind take care of our body, our breathing. We don't need to think about it. Our
Mhm.
subconscious mind is doing that for us. We don't need to think about our heartbeat. Our subconscious mind is taking care of that, and our habit as well. Because we don't need to, if you want to get up early, forming a new habit, right? In the beginning, it feels so hard. Once you
Mhm.
form the habit, your body is so intelligent. It's a subconscious mind is taking care of your body and form a new habit. So when
Mhm.
the habit is formed, it feels like automatic. So,
Okay.
so when the client relax mind and body, the subconscious mind will be able to raise a hand and let me know, and the client know, and I know. When they know that, they go deeper. So after like three trainings like this, they can go there automatically. I'll just say, okay, just go there, and they're there. They're there. You'll be surprised at how intelligent our mind is, our subconscious mind. And this is to establish a sure way of communication between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, and allowing the subconscious mind to take control and use our vocal cord and to speak automatically, just like your breathing, your heartbeat. And you can do this purposefully and allow your subconscious mind to take control of your bodily functions and your speaking. And your subconscious one will search your vocabulary and find the proper words. You don't need to consciously think about a word to trying to find the perfect word to put in the book. For example, you're doing this subconsciously. So it's as if you're driving automatically now. Like
Okay.
you gain the skill. So it's actually just take a few sessions for them to get really good at this. In
Mhm.
the first few sessions of the book channeling, his speaking was slower. I noticed that, but as the session goes on, it becomes faster and faster. It's because it's forming a new habit, the communication
Right.
between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And the subconscious mind learn a new skill. It's just like when you start driving, it's so new, and you have to
Mhm.
consciously tell your hand where to turn, where your foot, where to put it. But
Uh-huh.
once you're so good at it, after a few months or years, it becomes automatic because your subconscious mind is taking care of that task. Same
Mhm.
thing with channeling a book. So but everyone can get started, and the more you do, the easier it becomes. It's just a new skill you had. You found the power outlet. You know where to plug. So you don't need to like every time, let me tell you, okay, go left and right, up and down to find the power, you know. You
Uh-huh.
can do it automatically. You can do it on your own. You can do it.
So
Yeah.
it's a learned skill, then you're saying, and so does that mean that after a period of time we might reach a point where we're able to self-induce the flow
Yeah,
state? And
absolutely. It's you can actually self-induce the state. Actually, recently I had a client. We did the channeling a sales message. He's a business owner, and I helped him relax and visualize. This is like intuition out loud. We know the importance of intuition.
mhm,
Intuition comes from deep within the subconscious mind. But
right.
when you are in the daily stress, um, you won't be able to follow the intuition because that voice is very faint and you
Hmm.
have so much background going on, you won't be able to hear. But when you turn off the mind chattering, the intuition is loud, it's screaming at you. So
Hmm.
this is the same, similar, because it's also coming from deep in the subconscious mind. Instead of a hunches or people say the gut feeling, you put this into actual words.
Hmm.
Um, how
Now, I
powerful
wonder.
is that, right? Instead of the intuition, like a flashing light on and off, like a firefly in on and off, you're so hard to follow because sometimes it's easy, sometimes you couldn't see the intuition. With this method, it's always there when you seek. So how powerful is that? So think
It's
about
very
that
powerful.
too.
Yes, and I wonder, just to kind of illustrate this for our viewers, I know that you've got a small snippet of film that you were willing to share, or audio that you were willing to share, so that we could hear the kind of thing that the session might involve, or the self hypnosis might involve. Are you
Mm,
happy to share that with us for a few minutes?
absolutely. I have two case studies here. It's a few minutes long. Let me share with you.
Now, if anybody, while Sue's sort of looking for that, if anybody does have any questions, please do pop them in the chat, and we can answer them. Because it's quite I think it's such an unusual concept for us. It might be quite hard for people to fully sort of comprehend it.
Yeah, but it's actually very natural. Let's listen to this clip. So in this first case, I'm going to show you is from my client Charles. So in this case study, Charles was speaking out an emotional and touching book from the subconscious mind automatically. The entire storyline and every single word in the entire book was spoken from the subconscious mind automatically. First, let me fill in with the storyline. So, the part I'm going to show you is when Mary, the main character of the book, an old retired actress, dating a much younger guy named Wu Jian, and brought him to the movie career. So one day she was visiting him on a movie set and saw a cute actress taking an interest in Wu Jian. And let's listen to what the subconscious wrote about this part of the book.
However, there was a small bit co-star who was extremely cute. Perhaps some would say pretty. I did find him attractive. How do I know this, you ask? Well, because I found her flirting with him on every occasion. I did think that Wu Jiang appreciated the interest. I'm not sure if he took it as such, but it seemed to me that he was very interested in the fact that she was interested in him. I did not know what to do with this. I watched in horror as this woman would touch his hand and laugh at silly things. Oh, Jang, that was such a funny line. Oh, Jang, you're such a great actor. Oh, Jang, I really appreciate what you're wearing today. It is really stylish. I cannot believe this woman was making such remarks, especially in front of me. I wanted to go over to her and say, "Do you know who he is? Do you know that he is taken?" I knew I could not say that because of the situation we have created for ourselves. I started to think out loud and blame myself. When I came home that night, I was very cold.
You see, the subconscious mind is very capable of speaking when trained to do so in meditation, and it can speak out very emotional messages. And the book to the subconscious mind already exists on a higher spiritual plane. So what we did here is using meditation to bring it forward. Your subconscious mind can not only bring out book messages, but also marketing and sales messages that's full of emotions. You can get heartfelt messages for your marketing and sales effortlessly. So in this next case I'm going to show you is with Susan. What she did was speaking out an emotional and touching message from her subconscious mind for her marketing. Let's listen what her subconscious mind has to say.
Finding your compass. So whenever you may have an emotion of happiness, sadness, joy. Those are all normal emotions that many of us go through every day. But did you know that there's so many more information that comes with your emotions? And when you can connect to those emotions, they tell us so much about who we are, what we love, what we care about, and how to live our lives. What we're going to be talking more about is how to recognize those emotions as they come up for you and how to fine tune them so that you can live your best life by learning more about yourself, what works for you, what you like and what you dislike, and how to create a life that you will love that fits you and who you are.
In the next,
So interesting. So
yeah,
interesting. Um, I love I love both of those snippets because the first one shows us what can be done with the actual fiction, and
mm,
then the second one shows a more business side. But I would
yeah,
suggest to our listeners that that actually is applicable to us because if we're going to be published writers, we are little businesses, one person businesses, and we can use that kind of meditation for our book blurbs, our synopsis, or if we're doing
yeah,
Facebook
anything.
or Amazon ads. And even if you want to be a traditionally published writer, you could use it for your query letters. So a way of getting the best out of ourselves, because those are big things for our businesses. Very, very interesting. So if there was a sort of a top tip for us as newcomers to this idea that would help us to get into the right frame of mind to do meditation, this
Mm.
kind of meditation, what might you suggest for us if we were coming to you to do this?
When people first come to me, I always do will help them get to the state of mind where I know where they are, they know where they are. So I would relax their body, and I would use some imagination, uh, and then have their subconscious mind read the hand. So I love to see the visual, and clients love to feel it because when it happens, their conscious mind, they're shocked. Sometimes the people are like, "What's going on?" And that itself is a deepening technique. So,
Okay.
and then I bring them to visualization to a visual garden. In fact, that they started leading me by that point. I will say, your subconscious mind is listening and responding. It not only can raise your hand, it can also bring you vivid imaginations that's real. So I would say that to encourage their subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind is like a little kid, like it love to be praised. So you affirm that, and then the subconscious mind is happy that, oh, and then start to guide you, start to guide the mind to the garden. So the client will see flowers, will smell the flowers, will be able to touch, feel, and all these sensory
Mhm.
modalities.
Mhm.
That's
Is,
what I'm looking for.
I'm just wondering, is it a form of hypnosis, this type of meditation, or is that two different
I,
things?
I think there's so many commonalities. I use um, the hypnosis induction method for inducing meditation. So
Right.
I'm not like doing mind control or anything. It's just have a way of communicating with the subconscious mind.
Mhm.
For
Okay, because that would
example,
have been, yeah, sorry, that would have been a question I would have had, that maybe some people might worry about, that this is like a form of hypnosis, and they might worry, oh, will I come out of this okay? Will it affect me long term?
it will affect them in a positive way. They will feel more centered, more connected to the source and themselves, um,
Okay.
because they are reaching deep within. So that's what I help them do, to reach
Mhm.
deep within for higher guidance. So eventually they can do this on their own if they need some advice for their life, or finding their soulmate, or
Mhm.
a career change, or a business idea. They can
Mhm.
just go to that state of mind where they can find answers themselves. So they
Mhm.
don't need to visit a psychic or that sort of thing, because I believe we all have this inner GPS. Even a psychic may try to tap into your source, but it's more powerful if you can do this on your own, because you know yourself the best.
Mhm.
And uh,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
your higher self has the best interest for you. So why not tap into this resource? And it's
Yeah.
there for you. This is uh, the third case study, which we're not showing here, with a client. And after that session, he could do it on his own, and he get business coaching from his inner self. Like he will this people will use intuition, but he can get this to a verbalize, like the internal um, conversation. He can hear his higher self telling him what he needs to do in business. And think about it, how powerful that is, how valuable. You
Mhm.
get your inner coach to
Mhm.
help you not
Mhm.
only write a book, but give you business advice, or
Mhm.
give you guidance
Mhm.
um, in different difficult life situations. So
Mhm.
you can have access to this 24/7.
It's a real
And
gift, and bring out your authentic self. You're bringing your true self to your business and to your writing at all times.
yeah,
And let me ask, is this something that needs to be done in person? Would someone need to come and see you at your office, or is this something that can be done remotely?
we do on the Zoom. I do love a video session, even though we can do through the phone. I love to be able to see your face and see your arm rising, and it's beautiful moments that I feel like it makes me feel connected every
Yeah.
time clients connected. It's a very profound work, and
Hmm.
there's a tremendous benefit, not only for writing a book, and also get you business ideas, or guiding you to sell more books, for example,
Hmm.
or get personalized guidance for your own life,
Hmm.
or for the rest of your life. So it's a really great tool and resource that
Hmm.
at your fingertips.
Very
And
powerful.
yes, it is very powerful.
So if anybody wanted to, I think we've given people a really good kind of overview of how powerful this is, what you can do with it, how it can benefit us creatively as well as in our little business of one. So if people are interested in finding out more about what you do, and perhaps even to kind of work with you in some way, what's the best way of doing that for them?
Mhm. So I separate my spiritual life coaching from my business coaching. My spiritual life coaching is to help people use the meditation to live a better life, to feel better, to have better emotional management. So that type of work you can find me mindrealities.com.
I think this is the one that you gave me, so I'm going to share that with everybody.
So the website is for my spiritual life coaching, and for business owners, for coaches, I do have incorporate that type of teaching into business to give you an unfair advantage. Not only the mental part, but also the marketing and sales. So that's my name, Maisano.com. That's where you can find that type of work to work with me. And also for those listeners and for people who is watching live or the replay, who's in Anna's group, I have a gift for you today. And it's called Writing from Within. It's a mini coaching session for free for you. It's a 30-minute session together. We come together, we use meditation to explore book ideas for you. So only for people, in Anna's group, Writing from Within mini coaching, and you can get in touch with me on Facebook.
Okay. So Writing from Within, that's the link, is it, or is that we'll find that on Facebook?
People have to personally reach out for me for to claim that offer.
Okay.
Writing from Within.
Okay, so email you, right? Not a problem. I'll put that in the comments so that people have that. They know where to find you. Okay. Well, Sue, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for sharing this wonderful new technique and your expertise with it. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And if anybody wants to find Sue and learn even more, then go to mindrealities.com. And don't forget, go to Amazon as well, and you'll find Sue's books there. And you can see, because she's also written her memoir, and you'll find out a little bit more about her there, and you can see what she's all about. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good rest of the day, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.